No one expected the night to start like this. Before Bruno Mars even touched the stage, the entire stadium was already in shock. At Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland, what was supposed to be a standard tour stop for the romantic tour quickly turned into one of the most talked about nights of the year. Fans arrived anticipating the polished showmanship that has defined Bruno Mars for over a decade. Instead, they were met with an opening act that completely shifted the energy of the evening, delivering a performance so unexpectedly powerful that it blurred the line between opener and headliner. By the time Bruno Mars stepped on stage, the crowd was already at a fever pitch. The show marked another milestone in Bruno Mars' ongoing 2026 tour, a project that has leaned heavily into live musicianship, nostalgic influences, and emotionally driven performances. Known for blending funk, R&B, pop, and soul, Bruno Mars has built a reputation for consistency. But in Landover, consistency took a back seat to unpredictability, and that risk paid off. The opening sequence began with DJ P.We, the alter ego of Paak, whose high-energy set warmed up the audience with a seamless mix of classic funk grooves and modern hip-hop beats. The crowd responded enthusiastically, but nothing about the moment hinted at what was about to follow. Then came Leon Thomas, stepping into the spotlight with a confidence that immediately commanded attention. From the first note, Leon Thomas delivered a performance that felt anything but typical. His vocal control, paired with a live band arrangement that leaned into raw instrumentation, created an atmosphere more akin to a headline act than a supporting slot. Audience members who had arrived early out of routine suddenly found themselves witnessing a defining moment of the night. Social media reactions poured in almost instantly. Clips from the performance began circulating within minutes, with fans describing the moment as unexpected, electric, and impossible to ignore. For many in attendance, it wasn't just a warm-up, it was a statement. This moment reflects a broader shift in how major tours are being structured. In an industry where opening acts are often seen as secondary, Bruno Mars appears to be embracing a different philosophy. By elevating the quality and impact of his supporting performers, he's reshaping expectations for what a concert experience should feel like from start to finish. Music industry analyst Carla Jennings noted, "What we're seeing here is intentional. Bruno Mars understands that a concert isn't just about his set, it's about the entire journey. When the opening act hits this hard, it amplifies everything that follows." That amplification was evident the moment Bruno Mars finally took the stage. Instead of needing to build momentum from scratch, he stepped into an arena already fully engaged. The transition felt seamless, almost cinematic. Lights dimmed, the band locked into a groove, and Bruno Mars emerged to deafening cheers that carried a different kind of intensity, one fueled by what had already unfolded. Throughout the night, Bruno Mars leaned into his strengths: tight choreography, flawless vocals, and a deep connection with the audience. But there was also a noticeable edge and energy that suggested even he was responding to the tone set earlier. Songs felt sharper. Transitions felt tighter. The entire performance carried a sense of urgency. Critics have long praised Bruno Mars for his ability to deliver near-perfect live shows. Yet in Landover, perfection wasn't the headline. Evolution was. By allowing space for unpredictability, Bruno Mars demonstrated a willingness to push beyond the formula that made him successful in the first place. Veteran music producer James Holloway offered insight into the significance of the moment. When an artist at Bruno Mars' level takes risks with their show structure, it sends a message. It says they're not just maintaining their legacy, they're actively building it. That message extends beyond a single night. In an era dominated by viral moments and short attention spans, live performances are increasingly judged by their ability to surprise. The Landover show delivered exactly that. It wasn't just about big hits or polished production, it was about creating a narrative that unfolded in real time. For fans, the experience felt immersive. The unexpected strength of the opening act created a sense of discovery, while Bruno Mars' performance provided the payoff. Together, they formed a cohesive story, one that kept the audience engaged from the first beat to the final encore. The cultural impact of moments like this shouldn't be underestimated. As live music continues to compete with digital entertainment, concerts must offer something that can't be replicated on a screen. Bruno Mars seems to understand this instinctively. By turning even the opening moments of his show into a talking point, he ensures that the experience resonates long after the final note. There's also a broader implication for emerging artists. Sharing a stage with Bruno Mars is already a significant opportunity. But delivering a performance that genuinely captivates a stadium audience elevates that opportunity into a career-defining moment. For Leon Thomas, Landover may represent exactly that. Music critic Dana Whitfield summarized the night succinctly: "This wasn't just a great concert. It was a reminder that live music still has the power to surprise us." And Bruno Mars is one of the few artists who knows how to orchestrate that surprise. As the tour continues, expectations will inevitably shift. Fans attending future shows will arrive with heightened anticipation, not just for Bruno Mars, but for everything leading up to him. That's a rare achievement in modern touring, where predictability often dominates. Narrative angle. What made the Landover show truly compelling wasn't just the performances themselves, but the emotional arc they created. The night began with curiosity, quickly turned into astonishment, and ultimately settled into admiration. Each phase built upon the last, creating a layered experience that felt both spontaneous and carefully crafted. For Bruno Mars, this approach reinforces his identity as more than just a performer. He is, increasingly, a curator of experiences. Every element of the show, from the opening act to the final encore, feels intentional. And yet, within that intention, there's room for moments that feel unplanned, even accidental. That balance is difficult to achieve. It requires confidence, not just in one's own abilities, but in the collective strength of the entire production. Bruno Mars appears to have reached a point in his career where that confidence comes naturally. Fans leaving the stadium carried more than just memories of a great performance. They carried a sense that they had witnessed something unique, something that couldn't be replicated in exactly the same way again. In a world where content is endlessly replayed and recycled, that sense of uniqueness is invaluable. The ripple effect of that night in Landover is already beginning to surface across the industry. Promoters, tour directors, and even fellow artists are taking note of how a carefully curated opening sequence can redefine the entire concert experience. It's no longer just about building anticipation, it's about delivering impact from the very first moment. And in that sense, Bruno Mars has once again set a new benchmark. Behind the scenes, sources close to the production suggest that this approach was not accidental. The team around Bruno Mars has reportedly been experimenting with pacing, set dynamics, and audience psychology throughout the tour. The goal is simple but ambitious: keep the audience fully engaged from start to finish, without a single lull in energy. Landover may have been the clearest example yet of that vision coming to life. Fans who attended the show continue to describe it as different in a way that's hard to quantify. Not necessarily louder, bigger, or more elaborate, but more alive. That distinction matters. In a crowded entertainment landscape, authenticity and immediacy are becoming the most valuable currencies. As conversations around the performance continue online, one thing is clear: Bruno Mars isn't just delivering concerts, he's crafting moments that people feel compelled to talk about, share, and remember. And if Landover is any indication, those moments are only getting stronger with each stop on the tour. As the romantic tour moves forward, the Landover show will likely stand as a defining moment, a night when expectations were challenged and redefined. For Bruno Mars, it's another step in an already remarkable career, one that continues to evolve in unexpected ways. If this performance is any indication, the future won't just be about maintaining success, it will be about reshaping what success looks like. And in doing so, Bruno Mars isn't just keeping up with the industry. He's quietly leading it.